Hello and welcome back to Statistics1, section 3.4 on 5-number summary and box plots. Before we do anything in this section, we have to write something in blood, and that is order, sorry for caps, my key was stuck, your data from smallest to largest. And then add at the end, there you go. So this is the first thing that we have to do. We have to, as soon as we see data set, we have to order the data from the smallest to the largest number. And then we can go on with the 5-number summary, box plots, and everything else. Now, you can use this thing as a rule of thumb. The previous two sections, where we talked about standard deviation and the mean, and right, you don't have to do it. You had to do it for the median, right? But you didn't have to do it for the mode, and you didn't have to do it for the mean. Then you had to do it for the range because you need the minimum and you need the maximum. Max minus min was a range. And you didn't have to order the data for standard deviation. Now, for those concepts where you didn't have to arrange the data, would it hurt if the data was arranged? No, it wouldn't hurt. But for those where you have to have data arranged and it's not arranged, it would hurt. So, as a rule of thumb, just order your data all the time. Your project, 150 data points, 200 data points, 1,000 data points. Whatever you guys figure out, Excel has the sorting tool that can put your data in ascending or descending order. Sometimes you're able to download data online, Control-C, Control-V into Excel, right, as a chart. If you're having issues, you can use Paste Special. Stop by, I'll show you what to do if you have issues with that. And then just use the sorting tool in the upper right side, on the upper right side, to order your data from smallest to largest. So now, when your data is sorted from smallest to largest, we talk about put 5-number summary. So 5-number summary consists of, you guessed it, 5 numbers, right? So we're going to have minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and a max. Q2 is also known as median. So we have 5 values that we have to obtain, and these values, guys, are obtained simply by looking at the data and counting. You know how to find the median. You know that min and max are the lowest and the highest value, and you know how to find the median. It's the physical center. Well, Q1 is a physical center between these two, and Q2 is a physical center between those two. So let's define all of these. Starting, let's use purple because we can. So minimum, smallest value, Q1, known as the first quartile, is the median of the bottom half. First quartile is the median of data set. Q2, second, no coughing, quartile, I said no coughing, quartile is the median. That's Q2. Then we have Q3, third quartile is the median of the upper half of data set, and max is the highest value of the data set. So these are your definitions for numbers. And now we can just, quickly put an example here. Let's go. 5, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, another 10, 15, 16, 19, 23, 24. That's good enough. So I have 5, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 15, 16, 19, 23, and 24. It's data for something. So now, what are the values? First, note that it's already ordered. Woohoo, right? The smallest value immediately is a minimum. The highest value immediately is a max. So that should take no brain power at all. Lowest value, highest value, we're done. There's a good effort right there. So now, we are going to first find Q2 because we need that middle. To find Q1 and Q3, those are the middles of each of the half, right? So we first have to cut the big data in half. So we will first find Q2 because that's the median from your 3.1. And then we'll do smaller medians of each half. Now, the way I like to do this is some people count and then someone sneezes, you lose the count. This is what I do. I cross pairs. Cross the first and the last number. Cross one in. Cross one out. Cross one in. Cross one out. Oh, I ended up with 2 numbers here, which means their average is 10. Such is life. I kind of want to change now this 10 to 11. That's what I want to do. I'm changing the second 10 to 11. If you're writing with pen, don't. So you can erase it when I change things like this. Because I want to now have 10.5 as my Q2, because I can. So my Q2 is 10.5. I don't want it to be confusing, 10, 10, 10, it's always the same. No, because if you have even number of entries, right, even number of data points, then you are going to end up with this pair in the middle, and you have to take its average to come up with a median. You should know that already from 3.1. So now I had that example. So as you can see, all I did is I kept knocking off at the same time, right? If you have that coordination with your hands to hold 2 pencils, please go ahead and just cancel them in. One thing that I would highly discourage is using your fingers to cover at the same time, because if one finger goes a little bit faster and covers the extra number, all of the numbers inside will be wrong. All right? So you either are crossing lightly with a pencil, so you can still see your data, because you'll need to go more and do more, or count the number of data points you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ugh, great, I have even number. That means that in the middle I'll have the 2 of them. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, And then from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have these two that are middle, so I average them to Q2. Now, obviously, you want the odd data, because when data is odd, you just know immediately that it's that entry. And now we have the Q1 and the Q3. So we know that the middle of the data falls in between these two numbers. Therefore, we have 6 numbers this way. So you have middle numbers again. Average them for Q1 to be 7.5. Middle numbers here, 16 plus 19, 17.5 Q3. And that gives us our 5-number summary. Then you can just write the 5-number summary in a summary. Min is 5, Q1 is 7.5, Q2 is 10.5, Q3 is 17.5, and max is 24. And then you box that, and you have your 5-number summary answer. That's what we're looking for. So any data set that is given to you, you will arrange it in the increasing order, and then you will simply count to find the middle values. Well, you have min, max, and then count towards those. Now, if you have a single entry in the middle, well, then you don't have to average anything, right? If you have even ones, then you will have 2 entries in the middle, and you have to average them, like I did here 3 times. But if you have a single value in the middle, then that single value is your number, and you don't have to average anything. So it's nicer.
It would be the start of both, or like let's say that 11 wasn't there, then it would start. The first one would be the numbers from 5 to 10, and then the second one would be 10 to 20.
Yes, that okay. Let's make sure that everyone gets that. Here's another example where we are going to have odd number of entries. So let's go with 23, 67, 71, 85, 93, 94, 96, 103, and one more, 114. That's it. Okay, so now you would say immediately, no thinking, min and max. This is already in increasing order. And what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 entries. Odd. That means that I actually have a middle, which is 93. So your Q2 is 93. Now, that 93 will belong to both halves of the data. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving 71 as a Q1. And then on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving 96 as a Q3. So when we have the odd numbers, the odd number of data points, it's much easier because we don't have to average the middle two. So even ones are harder than these ones, it's okay. Now, again, you provide your 5-number summary in a summary, and that would be the min was 23, Q1 was 71, Q2, which is the median, 93, Q3, 96, and the max of 114. Next class, we will finish the box plots. And I think after this lecture, there is only one more, and that would be material for exam 1, which means I think we are done next class. Your spring break is in 2 weeks, I think, which March, yeah, it's on March 10 or whatever it is. So we need to keep moving, all right? We have to march forward. See you all in 2 days. Yes?